Is Jesus going to be riding on a cloud when he comes back? Let's find out. One of the places we find this thought is in Matthew 24:30, when it says, "Then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of the sky." And that's why, when Christians read this is what they think of. They think Jesus is going to be riding a cloud. So is this a new idea? Well, no, it's actually borrowed language from the Old Testament. Many don't realize this, but this language is also used in Isaiah 1, where it says, "Behold, the Lord is riding on a swift cloud and is about to come to Egypt." So obviously God was going to ride on a cloud when he destroyed Egypt, right? Yeah, that didn't happen. This is symbolic language that God used to say an army was going to destroy them. And sure enough, that judgment came in the form of the Assyrians coming to destroy Egypt. And also Babylon came later and destroyed them. And also the Greeks came and destroyed them as well and ruled over them. There's a lot that goes into this, but bottom line is they were judged. And even the psalmist kind of talks about this too in Psalm 104:3 when he says he makes the clouds his chariot, talking about God. So this symbolic language isn't new to the New Testament. God used it multiple times throughout the Old Testament. And if you had time, I'd totally recommend looking up how Assyria, Babylon, and Judah were all destroyed as well, because there's a lot of apocalyptic language used there that's just symbolic for a nation being destroyed by another nation. So when we're reading the New Testament and we see all this apocalyptic language, most of us, including me, miss what the author is actually trying to say because we don't know the Old Testament. The Jews of that day did not have access to the manuscripts. They had to go to a temple to read it, which means if they wanted to think about the law themselves, think about the Torah, the Tanakh themselves, they would have to memorize it. So when these words are spoken, a lot of the people of the day would just recall in their minds what they already knew from the Old Testament. They knew the Bible way better than we know the Bible. These weren't some homeless hippies in the desert. These were smart people. So whenever we read something in the New Testament, let's make sure we take a step back and remember that we are reading someone else's mail. It's not our mail. So let's try to have a Hebraic mind when we're reading the scriptures instead of a 21st century mind. God bless and follow for more.